when I was getting started, I don't know if you've heard me say this. You probably have. But when I started working with athletes, so this was back in 2010 when I started my internship working for Prezi, we were being told, so my employer at that time, he would say practice even when you're not practicing, because it's when you're not practicing that you tend to fall short. So practice even when you're not practicing is going to help carry over into practice. And then perfect practice makes for a perfect game, or perfect practice makes for the best game possible. So in terms of athlete, that makes sense. But in terms of our adults, what that means is practice when you're not practicing. So at home, when you're brushing your teeth, right? Go back to this idea.
Sure.
Make sure you have great posture. When you're picking up a kettlebell or a dumbbell to move to the other side of the gym where that's going to kind of be your area where you're going to do your entire training program, pick it up with good form.
Yeah.
Brace, even if you're not fully warmed up, even if you're not in the mindset yet, think about it as if you are getting ready to do that workout, that training session. Brace, control, breathe, lift properly, put it down properly. And that way you're preventing yourself from ever truly having an injury. Mm-hmm. It's not guaranteed, but it's going to have a much better chance. I'd rather take those chances versus just going and hoping that it works out for me.
Right. It comes back to the initial thing that we said earlier with risk reward, right? It's almost like calculated risk. Yeah. If you know that you can improve your odds of being resilient, again, there's that word. We use it so much here. Improve your odds though, then why wouldn't you want to practice that every single day so that your odds become slimmer and slimmer of occurring an injury or something like that? Yeah, man.
So what are the benefits? So we talked a lot about I think a lot about the benefits. Let's just recap the benefits of doing compound lifts versus, and where would be a great place to switch it. So so for people who are listening or watching, they might be thinking got it, cool, I understand safety is important there, but why should we do compound lifts in terms of if I'm not worried about injury, why should we be doing compound lifts? Why should we focus on those?
We have so many, and I'm hoping we're going to tag team this because I think there's plenty of benefits we can talk about. Right off of the bat, we kind of hit it a little bit earlier, but it's funny because it's almost an inefficient way to train when thinking about energy burning, right? Because when you perform these compound lifts, you are really thinking about spreading that strength across your body. And you have to, in order to move all those joints through the right ranges of motion, you kind of have to, you have to think about when I say squeeze your glutes. Okay, yeah, you better squeeze your glutes when you're doing a deadlift. You better also make sure that you feel those hamstrings feeling springy when you're at the bottom, right? You better make sure you feel those things. And so in that regard, you're burning lots and lots and lots of energy, which is good, I think, for a lot of our members and folks who are out there training, because that is I think that's one of the bigger goals, right, in the fitness industry, is burn the energy so that you can, stay more on track with whatever if you happen to have, what would you call that? Sorry, what's the proper term?
Fat loss goal, weight loss goal.
Weight loss goals, correct.
Changing your composition.
Right. Body composition changes, so that's important. So again, using that word again, inefficient, for something that ends up being higher intensity. For men in particular, this is crazy. I know I'm kind of going off topic a little bit, or I'm sorry, I'm going a little bit of a tangent here, but for men in particular, compound lifts in the literature have shown to improve your levels of testosterone. And so a lot of men out there, it's kind of an unfortunate thing that's happening. I don't know what the statistics are exactly right now, especially in the United States or globally. I know that testosterone is a topic that gets brought up a lot, and in the fitness industry in particular. And compound lifts have this super amazing effect across your body of helping your body optimize the release of testosterone, the production and the release of testosterone. And testosterone, as you know, is important for muscle growth, especially in men, right?
Yeah.
And so it's another amazing thing you can do that's natural for your body. You don't have to worry about taking a specific supplement or trying to get a shot. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what type of treatments are out there for testosterone. Not to say that they're invalid by any means. I'm not trying to discredit the medical community.
But you obviously want to go the more natural route of producing it yourself and using your own body.
Being more reliant on yourself.
Yeah.
And if you have the tool to do it, compound lifts, man, why wouldn't you do it?
And this is important, if I can interrupt. This is also important. I'm going to look at the camera here because I want to speak to you guys specifically. This is not just for men. This is for women too.
Right.
Because women and men produce these hormones, and women and men both need muscle mass. So when we talk about muscle mass, we're saying like lean body mass or toning and tightening. So when you hear, if your goal is to be toned and tightened, we want to produce more lean body mass or just keep the muscle mass that we have. And a lot of women come in here having been working out for years or haven't worked out in years, but they used to do a lot of these like high intensity things or like circuit-based workouts or boot camps, and they've gotten hurt or they've been injured, and then they slow it down and they come in here and it's like way slower, and they have this mindset of like, I need to be moving, sweating. But I'm the perfect example. I'm a man who, it's hard to believe, but I'm a fully grown man who really, we talked about this in the past one, who really has, I've had self-image issues for a long time. I'm comfortable with who I am now. I'm confident in myself, but I've dealt with that a lot, and I struggle because I've always wanted to be bigger than I am and have more muscle. And the best way that I've seen it, and we talked about this in other podcasts, is the best way I've seen it is by doing compound lifts. So going back to the beginning of this episode when we talked about doing these compound lifts because we're in bulking season, we're eating more. The coolest, best part about fitness and why I love fitness is because I love food. Like I love fitness because I love food, and I love food. Period. Like I just love eating.
There's no unhealthy relationship there.
I just love food. But I know that if I eat a lot, that I don't have to punish myself by going here and doing like multiple hours or high intensity workout sweaty workouts that need to be dripping and out of breath and just feel like I'm drained. No, that's completely wrong. Right. There's a time and place to be able to feel that way. And it should be very infrequent, but it can happen. But for us, we want to prioritize movement and strength.